Ladies and gentlemen, we're back, and it's time for it to come out of retirement. Rant. I'm going to go with the rant video right now, because I believe it's time I bought it out of retirement. So, first point. I got these the other day, Mickey K. Sold them to me at cost price because I'm a good friend of his. We do favours for each other. Normal and variant. Normal and variant. The very first question somebody asked me was, did you buy them because of the TV show coming? Do you think they're going to be hot? Should I get 400 copies? And my answer is no, 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 and no. I blame the entire speculative market for current books on The Walking Dead 1. That's why. I'm putting it out there. Because The Walking Dead 1 was quite successful and it peaked really high, it was worth a lot of money, then everybody thinks that the same's going to happen. So everything goes stupidly expensive for a while and then comes back. So I got these. I heard it was a good read. I haven't read it yet because I don't have time. I've got 2 kids. I'll get there. It's in the pile. And I liked the variant, like space and Yankees, and I mean, it's just a cool looking book. And I've never read anything from Only Press before, so I'm interested to see what we're getting here. So, speculators out there, because I know everybody likes to speculate, and everything is fucking expensive lately. I'm going to throw you on a path. Once again, I didn't buy it to speculate. I got it in a trade. I traded a book that I got for free to get a whole bunch of stuff. I thought this would be a good read because I've heard from Tony Zotti, my man Tony Zotti, who said it was a good read. So I got Speculators. Could be a TV show. Uber 1, and of course the Uber Retailer sketch variant. I love that sketch variant cover. I'm just a sucker for it. And it came with the other one. With everything apparently getting a TV show and being worth millions of dollars and blah blah blah, wank wank wank, I'd almost put money on it. In 2 years this book will be fucking ridiculously inflated and people will be fobbing these off. I guess it'll be like, $100 and this will be $300 because there's only 850 in the world. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to keep them. They're mine. So that's my little speculator tip. Jump on the bandwagon before they become expensive. Because let's face it, everything's becoming expensive. Now, the other thing I'd like to point out, speculator market, is everybody seems to do it wrong. Everybody goes, and from what I'm seeing here, everyone goes out as soon as it's announced there's a movie, or announced that there's a whisper of a movie. What you need to do is forget all of that, because already the price has gone up exponentially. Best bet is to take a guess, or buy stuff you like. Don't buy it to make a profit, buy something you like. Because, case in point, Spider-Man 20, first appearance of Scorpion, new Spider-Man movie. They're making more Spider-Man movies, so who's to say they won't use Scorpion? On the worst case scenario is you've got a Spider-Man 20. Fuck. Cry in my sleep that you've got Spider-Man 20. If it does become a movie, then some idiot out there will most likely take it off your hands for $1 billion and be done with it. And the other thing with speculator books, sell them while they're hot. Don't hold on to them with the hope that they'll get exponentially more expensive. Like Walking Dead 1, I see Mike has a Walking Dead 1 and he's having a hard time selling that bad boy. It's an expensive book, fair call, but the heat's dying. When that TV show goes, the heat will die even more. So all the puppies that spent $1,500 aren't going to have a $1,500 book. That's just the sad truth. And I'd like to give a little demo here because, you know, it has a TV show. The TV show sucked ball bags. I didn't even get through the first episode. And that is Nick Fury, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I picked this up. I bought 4 books from Mick for $80. This is one of them. So I'm going to say it cost me $20. It has, unknown to Mickey K and myself, a signature from Jim Steranko. Not certified, but, you know, I don't need a bit of paper. It makes me happy. It looks very good, and it's right under, you know, Nick Fury's foot. This book, by all accounts, is not a really expensive book. in the grand scheme of things. Like you can get a copy for under $100 if you lower grade, which I don't mind. This is a fine. I'm going to say fine plus, maybe V fine minus. I don't really know in a grade. To me, it's a nice book. It looks very pretty in its little mylar sleeve, and it has a TV show. I'm sure 2 years ago when there was a talk of a TV show, this book was fucking expensive for quite some time. First appearance in Strange Tales was quite expensive for some time. Now you can get first appearance of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Still cheap. It's like 100, 120, I think. I've seen good copies for, so, you know, I'm sure there's somebody out there that's paid huge amounts for this book, thinking they're going to make hundreds of thousands of dollars, and actually fell flat on their face. So, you know, speculative market. Everyone's talking about speculation. So, I'm going to go through some books that I've got here that I bought because I love the character. I love the series. I love everything around it. I love the artwork. And, you know, I snapped up everything I could because there's a talk of a movie. And I know what talk of a movie, once it's confirmed, does to a book. It makes it impossible to buy. So now I'll have all the key issues. All of them. So, Strange Tales 110, Doctor Strange. Now, when I say I have all the key issues, I have all the key Doctor Strange issues. I'm still working on my Strange Tales. But this is the very first Doctor Strange appearance. So, this book cost me about $350 delivered. Has a replica cover because it's missing the top half. Still an expensive book, but it is only going to go up if they confirm a movie, my friends, and it's unfortunate. For people like me, I had to beg, claw, pretty much suck a dick to get that book. So, I'm happy. I've got a copy. I don't have to worry too much, but for people who really want to get into it and are late, I pity you. But if you're a Doctor Strange fan, fear not. There is still an awesome key issue you can get. Spider-Man's second appearance of Sandman, Strange Tales 115. The origin and second appearance of Sandman, but it's the origin of Doctor Strange. I picked this bad boy up for $80 delivered from the UK. It's in nice nick. You know, there's a few bits of, you know, the staple spine's a bit worn, and, you know, but it's got character. The colours are bright. You know, it's a VG. I'm happy. You can get better copies. I think I saw a VF the other day for $250. So if you really, really want that book and you want it in a bang-on condition, it can be had. Strange Tales 110, you'll never get a VF. They're a near mint copy sold the other day for like 45 grand. So best of luck to you if you've got that money. The next book I would suggest if you're a Strange fan is Doctor Strange 169. First Doctor Strange in his own comic book. Again, movie talk. Make it impossible. I bought this copy for $40. Delivered from the UK. It's a fine to a very fine minus. Nice, bright, crisp book. I love it. I have all of that series, and I got the whole lot for under $150 delivered. Piece by piece. But again, if the movie comes out, your life will be over. And I'm going to put this out there as well. Doctor Strange 1, second series, but it's a number 1. So for the number 1 collectors out here who are pure number 1 collectors and don't want the 169, technically the first in his own comic, but it has the number 1 on it. It's still an amazing book, don't get me wrong. The artwork is incredible. Doctor Strange is amazing. However, if I missed this before the movie, if there is a movie, and I'd be devastated. Because, I mean, I never would have read the words, the hoary hosts of Hogarth. I mean, that would be devastating to me. If you've never read a Doctor Strange book, get it up here. Okay, so that brings me to my other little point here. We've got a couple of books that I don't really believe are going to be special. But, trade. So, I bought this Black Panther 1. It's a nice nick. There's a bit of a corner crease in them down here. Black Panther 1 supposed to be a movie or a TV show or something fucking. I can't keep up. But again, it's a book that is... It's Jack Kirby. So I'm going to give it a read. I'm going to give it a run. And if I don't like it, I'll move it along. It doesn't belong if I don't like it. I got back my copy of Defenders 1. Netflix. TV show. Completely not the Defenders, but that's beside the point. On the Netflix front, it's an expensive book regardless, but, you know, Daredevil 1. Which, in the grand scheme of things, not expensive. Like, it's the cheapest key, super key book. I call them super keys because they're, like, to me, first of any main character that we've heard around, like Superman, Batman, Daredevil, Green Lantern, Wonder Woman, and all those guys. And the origins of those books, super keys. Unfortunately, I can't classify Doctor Strange as a super key because he doesn't get much love from Marvel nowadays. And, you know, it's unfortunate because I really like it. But I'm just happy where they've got it. So I'm going to put that out there. Daredevil 1, that's my definition. It's a super key. That bad boy cost me $300 in trades. Sorry, I'm not the best today. $300 in trades. It's a nice copy. Goes very well with my Daredevil run. I've got nearly all the keys. I'm missing about 30 books for a complete run from 1 to 200. So, I mean, if there's a Daredevil hype, I'm, you know, hyped to the max, man, because Daredevil's the man. How can you go wrong with a blind superhero? And finally, I got this book off Gatto. We did a little trade. Not a trade. I pretty much shanked him until he gave me what I wanted for nothing. So it's Tales of Suspense 58. I got this book because I love the cover. Iron Man, first Iron Man Captain America fight, first appearance of Captain America in Tales of Suspense. To me, this is a better book than Captain America 100. But that's just me. I mean, Captain America 100 is still cheap. There's a movie. Why isn't it fucking expensive? The Hulk 102. There's a movie. Still not expensive. And I know there's Hulk 1, which is fucking expensive, but that's a hyper key. Or a super key. That's the Hulk, man. That's why it's fucking expensive, regardless of a movie. Like, if there was no Spider-Man movie, do you reckon Amazing Fantasy 15 would be $100? Bullfuck. No way on this planet. But, first appearance of Spider-Man, so everybody that's a spider freak wants it. Same for Superman, Batman, and all that kind of shit. And to be honest, that's why. It's not because of a movie. I mean, the Hulk movie wasn't great. I still liked it because I like Hulk. But yeah, Hulk 102 is not an expensive book. It's $100. Captain America you can get for $100. And that brings me to my final point. If you're a collector of The Walking Dead or any other current book that's going for, you know, $1,000. I've seen The Walking Dead in amazing condition go for $1,000 flat. So, I mean, let's just run through $1,000 worth of books. Let's just throw it out there. And you know, for me personally, I mean, this is me. I'm not saying anybody else in the world. You do what you want. If you're a Walking Dead fan and that's a must-have book, then you go wild. But for me, okay, so in this pile here that I've just showed you, the Tales of Suspense, right? Tales of Suspense, my Daredevil, Defenders 1, Black Panther 1, Strange 1, the 169, very cool cover again, the 1.5 and the 110, and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. #1. So, that whole pile that I've shown you there, all nicely encased in Mylar. So I said $300 for the trades for the Daredevil. So $300, it cost me $100 for the 58 or $100 in trade. Not really, because it cost me $50 for the box, half a box. I'm going to say that it cost me $30 in trade. Because I traded for something else and decided I didn't want it. I got that set. So $30 in trade. I swapped it out for a first appearance of Moon Knight, which I traded for half a box of stuff, which I got for $25. So $25 in trade. Alright, so we're up to $325. Defenders 1, $20. Black Panther 1, $20. Doctor Strange 1 was a freebie, but as I said, you get it for $100. So let's just say conservative copy, $75. So you're looking at 60, 80, we'll say 450 so far. Doctor Strange, you can have a nice copy for $100. So say 550. Strange Tales 110 cost me 350, 6, 7, 900. And then you can have a pick of Strange Tales 115 or Nick Fury Agent Shield with a Steranko signature. Take a pick. Now, as I said, if you're a Walking Dead fan one and you need the Walking Dead #1, go bananas. Me personally, I'm going to take my big fist of Silver and Bronze Age madness, you know, right there with patience, and don't tell me it can't be done, because here's the fucking proof. It can be done. Patience is a virtue. If you take your time in this game, the books are out there. Andre still has a nice Nick Fury Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. one. It's $60. That's not a bad price, man. You know, it is what it is. It's a good book. It's a nice price. They're going for way more in other places. But, as I said, if you are patient and, you know, buying for trade, like this Black Panther one, worst case scenario, if I don't like it, there'll be some specky dick out there that will have it and jizz his fucking pants because Black Panther one, whatever. So that's my little rant. Yeah, you know, if you really want to, you can have one of the Nick Furies, and for the costs, the Nick Fury and all the Australian shows 115, you can have the Uber one, the Uber Sketch variant, Letter 44, and the Letter 44 Phantom variant, and you still have $1,000. So, you know, you cannot tell me it can't be done. It's I challenge anybody who says that it can't be done for $1,000 to come to my house and see what I've got. Like, I've got a run of Punisher Max, 2 runs of Punisher Max complete, that cost me a grand total of $10. 300 Punisher comics, $10. It can be done. Patience. I'm seeing a lot of people, especially over Christmas break, they sort of lost their minds because they didn't sell much. Patience. You know, Christmas. You know, Merry Christmas, all that sort of shit, but nobody has the money at this time of year. So, my advice for the day. Don't speculate, if you're going to speculate, on what everybody else is speculating on. Because that's suicide. That is the definition of suicide. Mike Keenan, he's sort of down pat. He's having a bunt on the Goon. I've never heard any hype about the Goon in my life. He seems to be onto it. So he's in before everybody else and before they become, you know, specky expensive. They're already expensive apparently, but they're not specky expensive yet. So he's onto that. And, you know, if it makes some money, good. And if it doesn't, then he's got a book that he likes. And that's the way you should do it. Don't try and buy something and predict it's going to make a huge amount of money, pay huge money to try and make more money, and then get stuck with something you fucking hate. The Black Panther one I would not have got unless it was cheap. Because I haven't read it, I've not heard much about it, but it was cheap, and I thought, worst case scenario, I've got trade bait. So buy for trade, tip number 1. Tip number 2, don't speculate on what everybody else is speculating on. My third tip for the day, especially if you're a completist, go for low to mid-grade silver as a collector. It's easier to sell, it's easier to trade off. Trust me when I say this to you, high-grade key books can be a complete cunt to move. I had a Spotlight 5 that took me ages to shift. Ages, because it was in such amazing nick. So, low to mid-grade. Still nice. I mean, you can get... I've got a book in there that looks near mint, but when you go on the inside of the cover, there's fucking Nico. And some big dickhead's name, David or whatever his name is, on the inside of the cover. So obviously it's not a near mint book, but it looks amazing. Technically low grade, I paid low grade cost for it. So those are my 3 key tips. Oh, and tip 4 for the young players. Patience. Please, please, please. Dent Gardner, he'll tell you, he sits and waits for an absolute bargain. He picked up 2 filing cabinets worth of 2000 AD, the complete run, plus a whole shitload of other Judge Dreads for $500. Filing cabinets alone worth, what, nowadays, $150, $200 each. So his books were pretty much fucking free. And that's the first appearance of Judge Dredd. That's 2000 AD 1. That's the whole kit and caboodle. Low to mid-grade, but they're there. Patience. It can be done. I said to you before, my pile of, you know, my $1,000 pile, it can be done. You just have to have the patience. I wouldn't sell that for $1,000 because I like it far too much. But, you know, it's all about wanting and saving money. Like, if you don't have to spend it, don't spend it. My Daredevil run, it's cost me under $300. No, sorry, I tell a lie because I got the Daredevil one. $300 less than Daredevil one, so $600 in total, which is amazing considering it's a nearly complete run of Daredevil one. And I know people are going to be like, oh, the books you're missing will be low. No, I have between 1 to 100. I'm missing 20. 200 from 100 to 200. I'm missing about 10. And only real sort of key books are the First Red Suit, First Electro. That's it. And I'm pretty much done all the heavy lifting for Daredevil. So, happy merriment. We've had a nice little chat here. I hope I've enlightened you just a little bit. And I honestly, I do this because I care. I'm not here to slag anybody off. If you want to have fun and waste your own money, and I just don't like seeing comic collectors lose money. I myself, I fucking hate it when I don't buy bad. I'm just going to put it out there. It's never happened to me. I've never had a deal that I've been unhappy with, and I've never overpaid for a book. I will honestly go on record and say I've never paid market value for a book. Except Strange Tales 110. But that's because I loved it, and I know what will happen if that movie gets confirmed. It will be unattainable. At least for a period of time. If the movie's great, it's definitely unattainable. If it's balls, I might pick up another copy and upgrade later on. So, happy New Year to all you guys. I hope you had a magnificent Christmas. Vince Childers is a Spidey book headed your way. Sometime, send me a message with your address, and I will send your book out to you. And, you know, let's get some more videos happening, guys. We've got Mike. He does his daily weather update and his daily plug, and that's about it. So let's get some more face-to-face happening. I mean, I'm not just a pretty face. I'm highly intelligent, highly unsocial. I don't like people. So videos, let's get them happening. And I'm sure I've got something floating around for the best video of the month. Let's go best video of the month. I will send somebody a book, not a crazy expensive book, but a book I pick up, and I have a knack of picking up books. Ask Murray Jackson, ask Dad Pete Chakowski, Zoddy, Gatto. I have a habit of picking up books for fuck all, so you might end up with something real nice. Best video of the month will score a book. Until then, hate, not speculate. I said that right. Hate, not speculate. And I'm out.